The crystal towers of Vorthak Prime stretched into the purple sky like massive fingers. Inside the largest tower, 6 alien species sat around a glowing table. They called themselves the Galactic Dominion Council, and they had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. Vrexthar, the council leader, looked at the floating display above the table. His 4 eyes studied the small blue planet shown on the screen. Earth, home to a species called humans. The council had been watching these creatures for months now. "Look at them," said Vrexthar, his voice making a clicking sound. "They fight each other constantly. They have only just learned to travel between planets. Yet they dare to claim 3 star systems as their own." The other council members nodded. They had seen many species like this before, young, foolish, and weak. All of them had been crushed easily. Sekathara, the military commander, waved one of her 6 arms at the display. "Our computers have studied their ships, their weapons, their tactics. They are children playing with toys." The war computer spoke in a cold, mechanical voice. "Analysis complete. Human military capability assessed. Predicted time for total defeat, 4.7 standard days. Recommended force, minimal demonstration fleet." The council members laughed. Some made sounds like breaking glass. Others buzzed like angry insects. They found humans amusing. 4 days seems too long," said another council member. "These mammals will probably surrender when they see our ships." Far away in the darkness of space near Earth, Admiral Juan de Ho stood on the bridge of his command ship. The Soul's Pride was not the largest ship in the human fleet, but it was the smartest. Hidden inside its walls were technologies that no alien had ever seen. Juan de Ho was 45 years old. His hair was starting to turn gray, but his eyes were sharp and alert. He had fought in many battles on the edge of human space. He knew how to win against impossible odds. "Admiral," said Dr. Kang So-min, walking up behind him. She was 38 with quick hands and an even quicker mind. "The quantum scanners are picking up movement in the outer system." "They're coming," Juan de Ho nodded. He had expected this. For 10 years, he and Dr. Kang had been preparing for this moment. Ever since the first alien scout ship had crashed on Mars, they knew this day would come. "How many ships?" he asked. 200, replied Captain Park Jin-woo from his position at the tactical station. He was young, only 32, but he understood space combat better than anyone. "Just like our intelligence predicted. They're not taking us seriously." Commander Lee Nari looked up from her communication console. At 29, she was the youngest member of the command team, but she spoke 17 different languages and could hack into almost any computer system. "Sir, we're receiving transmissions from multiple alien vessels. They're demanding our surrender." "Let them talk," said Juan de Ho. "The longer they talk, the more time we have to study them." Dr. Kang So-min smiled. She had been waiting for this chance. Every piece of alien technology they had found over the years had been carefully studied. Every crashed ship, every broken weapon, every damaged computer. The aliens thought they were superior, but they had no idea what humans had learned. "Their shield technology is exactly what we expected," she said, looking at her tablet. "They haven't changed their designs in hundreds of years. They're too proud to improve." Back on Vorthak Prime, the Council watched their fleet approach the human solar system. The alien ships were beautiful and terrible. They gleamed like metal jewels in the darkness. Their energy shields glowed with power. Their weapons could destroy entire cities with a single shot. "The humans are moving their ships," reported Zekthara. "They appear to be retreating behind their 4th planet." "Of course they are," laughed Vrexthar. "They can see our power. They know they cannot win." But the Council was wrong. The human ships were not retreating. They were positioning themselves. For months, Captain Park Jin-woo had studied the solar system, learning every gravity well, every magnetic field, every asteroid belt. He knew exactly where to place his ships for maximum advantage. "Dr. Kang," said Admiral Juan de Ho quietly, "are your satellites ready?" "All quantum communication nodes are online," she replied. "The network is invisible to their sensors. They have no idea what we've built." The alien fleet moved deeper into the solar system. Their commanders were confident. They had done this hundreds of times before. Young species always fell quickly. The humans would be no different. Commander Lee Nari opened a communication channel to the alien fleet. "This is the United Earth Defense Force," she said in perfect alien language. "We request time to consider your terms." The alien response came quickly. "You have 72 hours to surrender unconditionally." After that, we will take your planet by force. Understood, replied Linari. We will give you our answer soon. She closed the channel and turned to Admiral Juan Dejo. They bought it, sir. They think we're scared. Good, said the Admiral. Let them think that. The more confident they are, the bigger their mistakes will be. Dr. Kang So-min was already working at her station. Her fingers moved quickly across holographic displays. Around the solar system, hidden satellites began to wake up. These were not ordinary communication devices. They were quantum computers, linked together in a network that could process information faster than any alien war computer. How long do you need? Asked Captain Park Jin-woo. 60 hours, replied Dr. Kang. Maybe less. Their ships are broadcasting everything. Shield frequencies, weapon signatures, command protocols. They're so confident they're not even trying to hide their technology. Admiral Juan Dejo looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, 200 alien ships were coming to destroy his home. The Council thought this would be easy. They thought humans were weak and stupid. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Begin Phase 1, ordered the Admiral. Let's show them what humans can do when we're angry. Commander Lee Nari's fingers flew over her console. Across the human fleet, ships began to move, but not toward the aliens. Instead, they spread out through the solar system, taking positions that looked random but were actually carefully planned. The trap was being set. The aliens had no idea what was waiting for them. The alien fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the solar system like metal thunder. 200 warships, each one the size of a city block, hung in the darkness between the stars. Their hulls were made of materials that Earth scientists could barely understand. Energy shields surrounded each ship like glowing bubbles. Admiral Juan Dejo watched the alien fleet through the main screen of Seoul's Pride. The ships were beautiful in their own terrible way. But he felt no fear. He had been preparing for this moment for 10 years. Their formation is exactly what we predicted, said Captain Park Jin-woo, studying his tactical display. They're moving in a standard conquest pattern, 3 waves with the command ships in the center. They've done this so many times it's become automatic, added Dr. Kang So-min. She was recording everything. Her quantum computers analyzing every detail of the alien ships. Look at how they position themselves. No creativity, no adaptation. They're following a script that's probably thousands of years old. The alien broadcast began moments later. Commander Lee Nari translated as the message played across all human communication channels. People of Earth, the alien voice said, you have been selected for inclusion in the Galactic Dominion. Surrender now and your deaths will be quick. Resist and we will make your entire species suffer. Charming, muttered Captain Park Jin-woo. Do they always lead with threats? According to our intelligence, yes, replied Lee Nari. They believe fear is the most effective tool for conquest. They don't understand species that fight harder when threatened. Admiral Juan Dejo smiled grimly. Then they really don't understand humans. The human fleet began its carefully planned retreat. 85 ships pulled back from their positions near Mars, moving toward the outer planets. To the aliens, it looked like panic. The human ships seemed to scatter in different directions, as if their commanders couldn't agree on a strategy. On the alien flagship, Commander Zekthara watched the human retreat with satisfaction. See how they run, she told her officers. These mammals have no discipline, no courage. This will be even easier than we thought. But the retreat was not what it seemed. Each human ship was moving to a specific position, carefully chosen by Captain Park Jin-woo's tactical team. Some hid behind asteroids. Others used the gravity of planets to mask their movements. A few disappeared entirely, hiding in the shadow of the sun itself. Phase 1 complete, reported Park Jin-woo. All ships are in position. Dr. Kang So-min looked up from her station. I'm reading massive energy signatures from their fleet. They're charging their weapons. They plan to destroy our cities from long range. Let them try, said Admiral Juan Dejo. Earth's defense shields will hold long enough for us to complete our mission. Commander Lee Nari opened a communication channel to the alien fleet. She had spent months learning their language, studying their culture, understanding how they thought. Great commanders of the Galactic Dominion, she said, her voice carefully respectful. We are a young species. We do not understand your advanced ways. Please give us time to discuss your generous offer. The reply came quickly. The alien commander sounded amused. You have 72 hours to surrender completely. Use this time wisely, mammals. Study our ships. See how hopeless your situation is. When you surrender, we may allow some of your kind to live as servants. We are grateful for your patience, replied Linari. She ended the transmission and turned to the others. They're so confident, they're actually encouraging us to scan their ships. Perfect, said Dr. Kang So-min. Every scan gives us more data. Their shield frequencies, their weapon signatures, their command protocols. They're handing us everything we need to defeat them. For the next 60 hours, the human fleet seemed to cower behind the outer planets. The aliens moved closer to Earth, taking their time, enjoying their moment of superiority. They broadcast more threats. They showed holographic displays of other worlds they had conquered. They wanted humans to despair, but humans were not despairing. They were learning. Dr. Kang So-min's quantum computers processed every piece of information they could gather. The aliens used the same technology across their entire fleet. The same shields, the same weapons, the same communication systems. It made them powerful, but it also made them predictable. "I've found something interesting," she announced during the second day. "Their shields use a rotating frequency pattern. It changes every few minutes, but it follows the same sequence. If we can match that sequence, we can create interference patterns." Captain Park Jin-woo studied the data. How long would it take to bring down their shields? If we hit them with precisely tuned quantum pulses, maybe 30 seconds per ship. But we'd need to hit them all at the same time, or they'll adapt their frequencies. 30 seconds, mused Admiral Hwan Dae-ho. That's not much time. It's enough, said Park Jin-woo. If we coordinate properly. Commander Lee Nari had been busy too. She had been intercepting alien communications, learning their command structure, understanding their weaknesses. They're incredibly arrogant, she reported. Their officers are competing with each other for the honor of firing the first shot at Earth. They're not thinking about tactics at all. As the deadline approached, the alien fleet moved into Earth's orbit. Their ships blotted out the stars, a wall of metal and energy that surrounded the planet. On Vorthak Prime, the Council watched with satisfaction. "The humans have not responded to our final ultimatum," reported Zekthara. "Shall we begin the bombardment?" "Wait," said Rexthar. "Let them see our power first. Destroy one of their moons. Show them what happens to those who defy the Dominion." The alien fleet began to charge their main weapons. Energy levels spiked across 200 ships. Earth's defense satellites detected the massive power buildup and sounded alarms across the planet. But Admiral Hwan Dae-ho was not worried. "Dr. Kang, are your satellites ready?" "All quantum nodes are synchronized," she replied. "The interference network is prepared." "Captain Park, are your ships in position?" "Every vessel is exactly where it needs to be," confirmed Park Jin-woo. "Commander Lee, open a channel to all human ships." Lee Nari's fingers moved across her console. "Channel open, sir." Admiral Hwan Dae-ho took a deep breath. This was the moment that would decide the fate of humanity. "All ships, this is Admiral Hwan. For 10 years we have prepared for this day. We have studied our enemy. We have learned their weaknesses. Today we show the galaxy that humans do not surrender. Today we show them that Earth's children do not kneel. Begin Operation Thunderstrike." Across the solar system, 85 human ships came alive with deadly purpose. The aliens were about to learn that they had made a terrible mistake. They had given humans time to think and time to prepare, and when humans had time to prepare, they became very dangerous indeed. The alien fleet hung above Earth like a dark cloud, their weapons glowing with deadly energy. Commander Zekthara stood on the bridge of her flagship, watching the blue planet below. Soon those cities would be burning ruins. The humans would learn what happened to species that defied the galactic dominion. "All weapons charged and ready," reported her tactical officer. "Target, the human settlement called New York." "Fire," ordered Zekthara. Massive energy beams lanced down from orbit, striking Earth's atmosphere. But instead of destroying the city, the beams hit invisible shields and scattered harmlessly into space. The aliens stared in confusion. "How is this possible?" demanded Zekthara. "Our intelligence said they had no planetary defense systems." Her science officer checked his instruments frantically. "The shields are using quantum interference patterns. This technology should not exist on such a primitive world." What the aliens did not know was that Dr. Kang So-min had spent 5 years building Earth's defense network. Hidden satellites orbited the planet, creating an invisible web of energy that could deflect even the most powerful alien weapons. But the shields were not meant to last forever. They were meant to buy time. On Seoul's Pride, Admiral Hwan Dae-ho watched the alien attack fail. Phase 2, he ordered calmly. Across the solar system, human ships began to move. They emerged from behind asteroids, from the shadows of planets, from hiding places the aliens had never thought to check. The 85 ships of the human fleet suddenly became visible to alien sensors all at once. Human ships detected, reported the alien tactical officer. They're everywhere. Zekthara looked at her display in disbelief. How had so many ships hidden from their sensors? All ships destroy the human fleet. This insult will not be tolerated. The alien fleet turned to face the humans. 200 massive warships against 85 smaller vessels. To any reasonable observer, the outcome was obvious. The humans would be destroyed in minutes. Captain Park Jin-woo watched the alien ships maneuver into attack formation. They moved like a school of fish, all following the same patterns, all using the same tactics. They're so predictable, he said. It's almost sad. Remember, said Dr. Kang So-min, we need to make them think we're trying to fight conventionally. Every failed attack gives us more data about their shields. The first wave of human ships attacked directly, firing missiles and energy beams at the alien fleet. The weapons struck the alien shields and bounced off harmlessly, just as expected. The alien crews laughed at the pathetic human assault. Look at them, said an alien weapons officer. They attack like children throwing rocks at a fortress. But Dr. Kang So-min was smiling as she watched the attack. Each human weapon carried hidden sensors that recorded everything about the alien shields. Frequency patterns, energy levels, harmonic resonances. The failed attack was gathering exactly the information she needed. Shield analysis complete, she announced. I have the full frequency spectrum for every ship in their fleet. Commander Lee Nari was monitoring alien communications, listening to their officers mock the human attack. They're calling us amusing pets and savage animals, she reported. They have no idea what's really happening. The aliens began their counterattack. Energy beams and plasma missiles streaked across space toward the human ships. But the humans were no longer where the aliens expected them to be. Captain Park Jin-woo had studied the solar system for years, learning to use gravity wells and magnetic fields as weapons. Human ships danced between the alien attacks, using the pull of planets to change direction instantly. They hid behind moons and emerged from unexpected angles. They moved like they were part of the solar system itself, while the aliens fought like they were in empty space. Impossible, muttered Zekthara, as her weapons missed again and again. How are they moving so fast? What she did not understand was that humans had grown up fighting in space filled with obstacles. Earth's solar system was crowded with planets, moons, asteroids, and debris. Human pilots learned to think in 3 dimensions, to use every available advantage. The aliens had conquered empty space between stars for so long that they had forgotten how to fight in a cluttered environment. Admiral Hwan Dae-ho watched the battle unfold exactly as planned. Dr. Kang, are you ready for Phase 3? Quantum interference network is fully charged, she replied. All satellites are synchronized. We can target their entire fleet simultaneously. Do it. Dr. Kang So-min pressed a single button. Around the solar system, hidden satellites that had been disguised as space debris suddenly came alive. Invisible quantum beams reached out across millions of kilometers, targeting every alien ship at once. The aliens felt nothing at first. Their shields continued to glow with power. Their weapons still fired, but deep inside their shield generators, quantum interference patterns began to build, tiny fluctuations that grew larger with each passing second. Sir, reported the alien science officer, we're detecting minor fluctuations in the shield grid. Minor fluctuations are normal, replied Zekthara. Ignore them. But the fluctuations were not normal. They were carefully designed to exploit a fundamental flaw in alien shield technology. For thousands of years, the aliens had used the same basic design. They had never updated it because it had never failed. That was about to change. Captain Park Jin-woo watched his tactical display as quantum interference built throughout the alien fleet. Shield harmonics are destabilizing, he reported. We have maybe 2 minutes before they figure out what's happening. That's all we need, said Admiral Hwan Dae-ho. All ships prepare for attack pattern Omega. Across the human fleet, weapon systems came online. But these were not the simple missiles and energy beams the aliens had seen before. These were quantum-enhanced weapons, designed specifically to exploit the weaknesses Dr. Kang So-min had discovered. Commander Lee Nari intercepted alien communications as confusion spread through their fleet. Their officers are starting to panic, she reported. They're detecting system failures, but they don't understand the cause. The first alien shield failed at exactly 2 minutes and 37 seconds. A small human ship fired a single missile that passed through the collapsed shield and struck the alien hull. The massive warship shuddered as its armor was breached. "Impossible," screamed Zekthara. "Our shields cannot fail." But they could fail, and they were failing. One by one, the quantum interference patterns reached critical levels. Shields that had protected alien ships for centuries flickered and died. Dr. Kang So-min watched her plan unfold with quiet satisfaction. "Shield collapse is cascading through their fleet," she announced. "They're trying to compensate, but they don't understand the quantum mechanics involved." Admiral Huan De-ho stood up from his command chair. "All ships begin the final assault. Show them what happens when they threaten Earth." The human fleet struck like lightning. Ships that had seemed weak and primitive suddenly revealed their true nature. Weapons that had appeared harmless now cut through alien hulls like knives through paper. The 85 human ships moved with perfect coordination, each one knowing exactly where to strike for maximum damage. The trap had been sprung. The aliens were learning that humans were much more dangerous than they had ever imagined. The alien fleet was in chaos. Ships that had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years were suddenly helpless as their shields failed one by one. Commander Zekthara stared at her tactical display in horror as red warning lights flashed across her bridge. "Shield generators offline across the entire fleet," reported her science officer, his voice shaking. "We're trying to restart them, but the quantum interference is too strong." "How is this possible?" demanded Zekthara. "These humans are supposed to be primitive. Their technology is thousands of years behind ours, but Dr. Kang So-min had proven that newer was not always better. While the aliens had spent centuries perfecting the same old designs, humans had been forced to innovate. Every crashed alien ship, every piece of recovered technology had been studied and improved upon. "Their shields are failing because they never changed them," Dr. Kang explained to Admiral Huan De-ho as they watched the alien fleet struggle. "They became so confident in their superiority that they stopped evolving. We found the flaws they never bothered to fix." The human fleet pressed their attack. Captain Park Jin-woo coordinated the assault with deadly precision. Each human ship knew exactly which alien vessel to target and exactly how to destroy it. This was not random violence. This was surgical precision. "Target their command ship," ordered Admiral Huan De-ho. "Without leadership, their fleet will collapse completely." The Soul's Pride led the attack on Zekthara's flagship. The massive alien vessel was 3 times larger than any human ship, but size meant nothing when shields were down. Human weapons, enhanced with captured alien technology, tore through the hull like it was made of paper. On Vorthak Prime, the Galactic Council watched their demonstration fleet being destroyed. The war room fell silent as ship after ship disappeared from their displays. "This cannot be happening," whispered Council Leader Vrexthar. "Our fleet is invincible. Our technology is superior." "Perhaps we underestimated these humans," suggested another council member nervously. "Impossible," roared Vrexthar. "They are mammals, they are primitives, they cannot defeat us," but they were being defeated. The evidence was right there on the screens. 200 of the most advanced warships in the galaxy were being torn apart by a species the Council had dismissed as barely intelligent animals. Commander Lee Nari intercepted the alien communications as panic spread through their ranks. "They're calling for reinforcements," she reported. "But their nearest fleet is 6 days away at maximum speed." 6 days, said Admiral Huan De-ho. "This battle will be over in 6 hours. Dr. Kang So-min was already analyzing the wreckage of destroyed alien ships. Her quantum computers processed every piece of data, learning from each victory. "I'm detecting new weaknesses in their remaining vessels," she announced. "Their emergency power systems use a different frequency pattern. I can target those too." This was the true genius of human warfare. Humans did not just fight, they learned. Every battle made them stronger. Every enemy taught them something new. The aliens fought the same way they had for thousands of years, but humans evolved with every passing minute. Captain Park Jin-woo launched the second wave of attacks. Human ships equipped with adaptive artificial intelligence began to outthink their alien opponents. Each human vessel learned from the experiences of every other ship in the fleet, sharing knowledge instantly through quantum communication links. They're adapting to our tactics, one alien officer reported desperately. Every time we try a new maneuver, they counter it immediately. Then we change tactics faster, ordered Zekthara. But changing tactics was exactly what humans excelled at. Captain Park Jin-woo had studied every military strategy in human history, from ancient Earth battles to modern space combat. He combined thousand-year-old tactics with cutting-edge technology, creating strategies the aliens could never predict. Human ships began to fight like wolves, working in perfect coordination while maintaining individual creativity. Some attacked head-on with overwhelming firepower. Others struck from behind with stealth and precision. Still others used the environment itself as a weapon, herding alien ships into asteroid fields or gravitational traps. Dr. Kang So-min watched her quantum interference network continue to disrupt alien systems. But she was not satisfied with just disabling their shields. She wanted to understand everything about their technology. "I'm detecting something interesting," she announced. "Their ships are all connected to a central command network, if I can access that network." Her fingers flew across holographic displays as she worked to crack the alien communication system. It was protected by sophisticated encryption, but Dr. Kang had advantages the aliens never suspected. She understood how their minds worked now. Their patterns of thought were as predictable as their technology. "I'm in," she said quietly. "I have access to their entire fleet database." Admiral Huan Dae-ho smiled grimly. "What can you see?" "Everything. Ship specifications, weapon capabilities, command protocols. And something else." Her eyes widened as she accessed deeper files. "Admiral, they have detailed information about other alien species, hundreds of them, all conquered by the Council." Commander Lee Nari looked up from her station. "Sir, I'm receiving transmissions from across the galaxy. Word of our victory is spreading. Some of the conquered species are asking for help." The battle was becoming something larger than just Earth's defense. It was becoming a galactic revolution. Captain Park Jin-woo pressed his advantage, targeting the alien command ship with concentrated fire. The massive vessel tried to retreat, but human ships surrounded it like hunters cornering wounded prey. "Their flagship is trying to escape," he reported. "Should we let them go?" "No," said Admiral Huan Dae-ho firmly. "If even one ship escapes, they'll return with a larger fleet. This ends here." The final assault on the alien flagship was swift and brutal. Zekthara watched helplessly as human weapons carved through her ship's hull. Her crew abandoned their stations as fires spread through the corridors. "All ships retreat," she ordered desperately. "We cannot win this battle." But retreat was no longer possible. Dr. Kang So-min had used her access to the alien network to disable their hyperspace drives. The demonstration fleet that had come to conquer Earth was now trapped in the solar system with nowhere to run. "This is Admiral Huan Dae-ho of the United Earth Defense Force," the Admiral broadcast on all alien frequencies. "Your fleet is defeated. Your shields are down. Your weapons are offline. Surrender now and your crews will be treated according to the laws of war." The response came from multiple alien ships simultaneously. "We surrender. Please, do not destroy us." Commander Lee Nari translated the alien words with satisfaction. These creatures who had demanded Earth's surrender just hours ago were now begging for mercy. Admiral Huan Dae-ho stood on his bridge, looking out at the wreckage of the alien fleet. In less than 6 hours, humanity had gone from a species facing extinction to the liberators of the galaxy. "Dr. Kang," he said quietly, "begin analyzing all the alien technology we've captured. I have a feeling we're going to need it." "Yes, sir," she replied. "But Admiral, what do we do with all the information about other conquered species?" Admiral Huan Dae-ho smiled. "We give them what the Council never did. We give them hope." 6 hours after the battle began, the last alien ship powered down its weapons. Commander Zekthara's flagship drifted helplessly through space, its hull torn open like a broken egg. Across the solar system, the wreckage of 200 alien warships floated in the darkness. Admiral Huan Dae-ho stood in the captured alien command center, looking at screens that showed the entire galaxy. Dr. Kang So-min worked beside him, her hands moving quickly across alien controls that she now understood better than their creators. "The quantum analysis is complete," she reported. "We've downloaded their entire database. Ship designs, weapon specifications, star charts, communication codes, everything." Captain Park Jin-woo studied the tactical displays with amazement. "Look at this," he said, pointing to a map of the galaxy. "They control 847 star systems, billions of people under their rule." "Not anymore," said Commander Lee Nari from her position at the communication station. "I'm receiving messages from across the galaxy. Word of our victory is spreading faster than light itself." The news was traveling through hidden communication networks that the Council had never discovered. Conquered species who had given up hope were suddenly hearing that the mighty galactic dominion had been defeated by a species called humans. On Vorthak Prime, the Council emergency session was in chaos. Vrexthar's 4 eyes blazed with fury as he stared at the empty tactical displays. His demonstration fleet was gone, completely destroyed. "How did this happen?" he demanded. "How did primitives destroy our most advanced ships?" "Perhaps they are not as primitive as we believed," suggested one council member carefully. "Silence," roared Vrexthar. "They are animals!" "This must be a trick. Some unknown species must be helping them." But the recordings from the battle told a different story. The humans had fought alone, using weapons and tactics that no council member had ever seen before. They had turned the aliens' own technology against them, exploiting weaknesses that had existed for thousands of years. "Sir," reported the council's war computer, "analysis of the battle indicates that human technology is not superior to ours. However, their tactical thinking is fundamentally different. They adapt and evolve during combat. Our forces could not predict their actions." "Then we send more ships," declared Vrexthar. "We send everything. We crush these humans before they can spread their rebellion." But it was already too late. Dr. Kang So-min had cracked the alien communication network and was broadcasting to every conquered world in the galaxy. "People of the stars," her voice carried across space in dozens of different languages. "This is Dr. Kang So-min of Earth. The Galactic Council told you they were invincible. Today we proved them wrong. Their demonstration fleet came to conquer our world. Instead, we destroyed them completely. The Council's reign of terror is ending. Freedom is possible." The effect was immediate and dramatic. On world after world, species that had been enslaved for generations began to rise up. They attacked Council military bases, destroyed alien supply ships, and declared their independence. Admiral Huan De-ho received reports from across the galaxy as the rebellion spread. 17 systems have declared independence in the last hour, reported Commander Lee. "Nare, the Council's forces are retreating from dozens of worlds." "They're scared," said Captain Park Jin-woo with satisfaction. "For the first time in thousands of years, they are actually afraid." Dr. Kang So-min looked up from her analysis of captured alien technology. "Admiral, I found something important. The Council's main weakness isn't just their predictable tactics. It's their entire philosophy. They believe that superior technology automatically means victory. They never learned to adapt because they never needed to. And now they're facing opponents who adapt constantly," mused Admiral Huan De-ho. "They don't know how to fight that kind of enemy." The Soul's Pride led a fleet of captured alien ships toward the nearest Council stronghold. Human crews, working alongside liberated alien prisoners, had learned to operate the advanced vessels in just a few hours. The same adaptability that had won the battle was helping them master their enemy's technology. On the Council world of Nexus Prime, panic spread through the alien command center as human ships appeared in their system. These were not the primitive vessels the Council had expected. These were their own advanced warships now under human control. "Impossible," whispered the base commander. "How did they learn to operate our ships so quickly?" The answer came in the form of a human broadcast. Captain Park Jin-woo's voice filled the alien command center. "Attention, Council forces. This is Captain Park Jin-woo of the liberated vessel, Thunder of Victory. You have one chance to surrender. Your technology belongs to free beings now. Your reign is over." The Council base surrendered without firing a shot. Across the galaxy, the same scene repeated itself. Human-led fleets appeared at Council strongholds, often crewed by aliens who had been enslaved for generations. The combination of human tactical thinking and alien knowledge of Council weaknesses proved unstoppable. Within weeks, the Galactic Council's empire began to collapse. Systems that had been conquered centuries ago threw off their chains. Trade routes were liberated. Prison worlds were emptied. Dr. Kang So-min established communication networks that allowed the liberated worlds to coordinate their efforts. But unlike the Council's rigid command structure, the new network was flexible and democratic. Each world had a voice. Each species contributed their unique strengths. "We're not building an empire," Admiral Huan Deho explained to the representatives of 50 different species who met on the captured Council world of Vorthak Prime. "We're building an alliance. A partnership between equals." Commander Lee Nari translated his words into dozens of languages as beings from across the galaxy listened. Some were humanoid, others were so alien that human eyes could barely comprehend their forms. But all of them had one thing in common: they were free. Humans have given us something the Council never did, declared a representative from the Crystal, beings of Zephyr 7. They have given us hope. Captain Park Jin-woo presented the new alliance with a gift. Complete access to all human military knowledge and technology. "We share our discoveries freely," he explained. "Innovation comes from cooperation, not conquest." 6 months after the battle for Earth, Admiral Huan Daiho stood once again on the bridge of Soul's Pride. But now he looked out at a galaxy transformed. Free worlds traded openly. Former enemies worked together. Species that had been isolated for millennia were learning from each other. Dr. Kang So-min approached him with a report. "Admiral, we've received word from the Outer Rim. The last Council stronghold has surrendered. The Galactic Dominion is officially dissolved." "And what of the Council members themselves?" asked the Admiral. "Some have fled to unknown regions of space. Others have requested asylum on worlds they once ruled. Many are actually trying to learn from their former subjects." She paused. It seems defeat taught them something that centuries of victory never could. Commander Lee Nari looked up from her communication station. "Sir, we're receiving messages from exploration fleets at the edge of the galaxy. They've made contact with new species, ones the Council never found. They want to join our alliance." Admiral Huan Deho smiled. The galaxy was bigger than anyone had imagined, and it was full of beings who valued freedom over power. "Set course for Earth," he ordered. "It's time to go home." As Soul's Pride turned toward the small blue planet where it all began, Admiral Huan Deho reflected on what they had accomplished. The Council had predicted humanity's defeat in days. Instead, humans had shattered their empire in hours and built something better in its place. The age of domination was over. The age of cooperation had begun, and it all started because humans refused to kneel.